గ్లామర్ పాత్రలతో కెరియర్ ప్రారంభించినా మెల్లగా తన దిశ మార్చుకుంది. తన చుట్టూ కథలు వచ్చేలా చేసుకుంది. తన కోసమే పాత్రలు పుట్టేలా చూసుకుంది. సాధారణమైన కుటుంబం నుంచొచ్చి అసాధారణమైన ప్రతిభను చూపిస్తూ ప్రస్తుతం సినీ పరిశ్రమలో అత్యద్భుతంగా రాణిస్తున్న ద మోస్ట్ ఫియర్స్‌ఫుల్, ఫన్ లవింగ్, ఫోకస్డ్ అండ్ అన్‌కన్వెన్షనల్ యాక్టర్ తాప్సీ పన్ను ఈస్ విత్ మీ ఆన్ మై షో 'ప్రేమ ది జర్నలిస్ట్'. How are you doing, Taapsee?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you.
So, Taapsee, how's the lockdown? I mean, lockdown, post-lockdown, and now I think ఇప్పుడు అందరూ జనాలందరూ ఇక పనిలో పడ్డారు. ఏదో ఒక పని బికాజ్ ఇట్లా కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఇంట్లో కూర్చోటం అయితే అవ్వదు. 3 నెలలు దాటిపోయింది, 4వ నెల కూడా వచ్చేసింది. సో ఫస్ట్ అసలు కరోనా లాక్డౌన్ అనగానే ఓకే ఇది ఒక నెల 2 నెలలు అని అనుకున్నారు చాలా మంది. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ అండ్ ఆన్. ఇప్పుడు వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్ నౌ? వాట్ ఆర్ యూ థింకింగ్, Taapsee?
I am just every day now, I'm waiting to join work. That's all I've been thinking of every day now, because first 3 months I was okay. I was trying to like take a break because I was continuously working for last 2 years. So I was actually happy that there is a small break. I was making use of it, spending time with my family at my house, doing the house chores, cooking, cleaning, gardening, everything I was doing. But then after 3 months, I started now feeling like I think I'm missing work. As it is, I'm workaholic. I've been working in 4 to 5 films every year since past 3 years. So suddenly, this was a very big break, unexpected, unplanned. So now every day I'm just hoping that I can get back, because I can see people going to work. Yeah. Everybody is like slowly joining work. Only the film people mostly are like still waiting. So I was just hoping that I can get back to work every day now.
ఓకే. సో యాక్చువల్గా ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు మళ్ళీ తిరిగి వెళ్ళటం పనిలోకి? అండ్ వాట్ హ్యావ్ యూ నోటిస్డ్? వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అ చేంజ్ హ్యావ్ యూ నోటిస్ ఇన్ పీపుల్ అండ్ దేర్ perspective towards other people? How is it?
No, there are 2 things that I've noticed. One is that everybody believes that yes, this is a tough time for everyone. Everyone, regardless of what profession, rich, poor, everyone has their own struggles. So everyone is facing some or the other problem and challenge. So everybody is going through some or the other kind of difficult times. So that base, everybody was very careful of, like everybody's having a problem. It's not just you. So everybody was being a little more careful and kind because of that. Also, I noticed that because there was such a big lockdown and people, after a few months, it was getting really difficult for them to what to do with their energy. A lot of people just because of that idle mind is devil's workshop. Even that started happening because a lot of people, because they don't have anything to do and their energy is not being channelized in the right direction. So all negativities also started floating around because people just probably did not know what to do with their energy and they were really frustrated sitting at home. So a lot of that negative energy also happened because of this. So I've seen both the sides.
Okay. సో తాప్సీ, హౌ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ చేంజ్డ్ యూ యాజ్ అ పర్సన్? అంటే మనం జనరల్ గా బాగా ఈ హష్ బష్ లైఫ్ కి అలవాటు పడిపోయి పొద్దున్న లేస్తే నిద్రపోయే వరకు ఉరుకులు పరుగులు లైక్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ వి కీప్ ఇగ్నోరింగ్, వి కీప్ అవాయిడింగ్, వి కీప్ జస్ట్ పుట్టింగ్ ఇట్ అండ్ పుషింగ్ ఇట్ అండర్ ద కార్పెట్. సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ హ్యాపెన్. సో దీస్ 3 months, హౌ వాజ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ అ పర్సన్? How it has transformed you?
It has made me more patient. Like now, I don't even remember when was the last time I did one thing at a time. I was used to doing multitasking. I was always doing 2-3 things at the same time. So this lockdown, I actually had time to do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So like that, I really try to experience everything in a very calm and a patient way. Like for example, if I'm doing this interview, like right now, I'm just doing this. There is no other deadline that I have to match. There is no other simultaneously. I'm not thinking of something else or that I have to be somewhere else. So this lockdown, I just decided to live every moment properly without in any kind of hurry. So
Okay.
that is what I learned patience in this
So
lockdown.
are you planning to continue this kind of an attitude even further? I mean, are you going to put an
I
effort?
don't think if the work starts happening again, I don't think I will be able to do the same thing because I will have to do multiple things at the same time. But in my life, not experience wise, in terms of like, people say that they have taken out time for themselves to introspect, to build relationships better with their families, with their friends, and all of that. Honestly, I did not miss on that while I was busy. So I was always in touch with my family regularly. I live with my sister. I spend a lot of time with her in spite of whatever work I do. I sometimes take her with me to the shooting location if I feel like it's been a long time I've not spent time with her. When she's free, I get her to the location to spend time with me. I call my mother to the location if I have not seen her for a very long time. I'm continuously in touch with them. Even with my house, when I get back home, I do house chores, I do my laundry, I do my gardening, I do my like I do all these things whenever I'm home. When I'm working, I come back home and I do all these things. And I love to meet my friends, which are not really movie people, who are not from industry. So I spend a lot of time with them, even when I'm, in the regular days,
Yeah.
pre-lockdown time. So, and I don't have that. I mean, I do a lot of things, but it's never like I'm running to in a race to become number one or anything. So I'm always just so busy and not experiencing the happiness of life. I'm always doing that also. So I enjoy every moment. For me, what matters is every day I should be happy. So I am always very careful of that even before lockdown. So this lockdown, it was not like I had to do thinking
Yeah.
about
Mm.
my life and how I should be as a person. Or it just helped me to slow down things.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Normally, also you were saying that you were actually a very organized person because you've been doing a lot of multitasking. If you're not organized,
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't think anybody can. Yeah, exactly. So you cannot do so many things if you're not organized. So time management means you have to be super organized.
Right. So, Tapsi, coming to your films, initially you chose glamour roles, but eventually, over the years, it's been just a decade that you started your career in films, and eventually, ఒక ఐదారేళ్ల నుంచి చూస్తున్నాము, huge change in the way you're looking at things, the perspective change. It's like as if the stories are coming in search of you, as if the roles are coming in search of you. It's like it looks like everybody's in search of you for such kind of unconventional and very very smart, intelligent roles. So, what do you have to say about this, Tapsi?
Well, it has been a long journey, and it has been a journey of making mistakes and learning from them. I'm not saying starting with commercial cinema was a mistake. It was actually a very, very good thing I started like that, because if I would have started with something which is not commercial, not mainstream, people would have, not even noticed me and said, "Oh, she's an offbeat actress."
Yeah.
People noticed me and gave me like stardom very soon because I was in a commercial mainstream film. Uh, but yes, I realized very early in my career that the regular path of a heroine is not working for me. Uh, but I mean, I realized it after I made all those decisions of, walking on that path of a regular mainstream heroine, because every time I had no godfather, no one to really tell me this is right or wrong unless I asked.
Yeah.
If I ask, I have people around who will give suggestions. But it's not like I never wanted to be an actor, so it's not like I was prepared for this kind of industry or stardom, or how what all happens in this field. I was not prepared for it, so I just jumped into it like an experiment in my life. And I decided, okay, fine, I will learn from my mistakes. My mistakes will be my big teacher. And that's what happened. And in the beginning, I chose all the films that everybody told me that these are the perfect films to become big heroine. Because definition of a big heroine is someone who is in films with big heroes.
Yeah.
Big heroes, big banners, big directors, and that's how you become big heroine. So obviously, anyone who enters will try to get that. So I started doing all those films. Now in those big films, it started looking like it's like a potluck. Okay, you picked a good film. Your role is small in a flop film, a commercial flop film also, and a hit flop film, a hit commercial film also. The heroine's part was very small. But it's like your good luck. Okay, you're chosen for this film, you're chosen for that film. I'm not making difference as a heroine in any of those two films, be it a hit film or a flop film, because the heroine didn't used to do much in those films. But it's your good luck if you got chosen in a hit film, a big hit commercial film, or a flop commercial film. So it so happened that I had three, four flops back to back soon after my beginning, and that is when I realized that okay, this formula that works for every heroine is not working for me.
Okay.
So, and it is so that formula that I was told to become big actress is not working for me. It is working for a lot of other girls with me, but it is not working for me for some reason. So I thought maybe this is a way of God telling me that this is not your path. This is not what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, fine, let's just restart. Restart in a way like stop choosing films just because it has big hero or a big banner or a big director. Let's start choosing films that you think you will watch in theater. You think it will work. You think it is a nice story, it is a nice role. Let's start thinking from your own brain without relying on what everybody is telling you to do. So that for that I had to like face all those failures and to tell myself I need to change path because this is not going in the right direction. And that's what I did. Then I totally restarted, and that's why you see in between when I started off, I remember I had 7 releases in 1 year. In like I think the second or third year of my career, I had 7 releases, including all the languages I was working in. So that after that I realized that okay, it's okay to slow down and take the right film instead of trying to just do all the big films that are coming away. So I slowed down and I chose very selective films. And it so happened that 1 year I had only 1 release.
Okay.
But that 1 release was Baby, that film in Hindi with Akshay sir.
Yes.
And so that became such a noticing point for me because everybody noticed my 7 minutes role in that film was noticed so much. So I realized it's okay to do 1 film also, and it's okay to do a 7-minute role also, but that role should be so impactful that people will remember you and would want to see you again very soon. So that changed my way of looking at films and how I'm going to choose films. And all the films I did after that, I chose in that way.
But Taapsee, I think it has happened much too early for you when you compare with other actresses. See, all of them, even, okay, few of them are still, now they are actually picking up such kind of unconventional roles, a few of them. But you started very early, like, you started your career in 2010. And I think by 2014, 15 itself, you were like, picking up this kind of, you started realizing very early. That's what I feel.
Yeah, because, I am a very, I think I'm a very aware person. I'm not delusional.
Okay.
I'm not delusional that, okay, I have this image of mine that, I am this big commercial heroine. How can I do these kind of different unconventional roles? Then people will not take me as a heroine in the film. I don't have this big image of mine in my head. I realized that I did not enter this film industry to become a big heroine because I never wanted to be a heroine. So why have I entered this industry? Why am I working here? It's not like I cannot earn money outside. So in any other profession, I have an engineering degree. I was studying to do my MBA. So I was like, I could have, and I liked studying. So it's not like I didn't like it, so I came here. So I thought, why did I do this? So I realized I started doing this because I started enjoying it. I started liking acting slowly. So if I'm enjoying it, I should only do the films and stories that I'm enjoying.
Very true.
Because I realized after a point, I remember, I think it must have been the second, third year of my career, for one of the films I was shooting. And I was so sick and tired of doing the same 4 or 5 expressions and scenes for a girl in a film. I remember waking up one day in the morning and I had to drag myself to work.
Oh,
I was like, those like, I don't want to go to work, but what to do? I have to finish this, and this is my job. I have to do. So that was a very bad feeling.
hmm.
I started thinking, if I feel this every day of my life, how will I work? And it's horrible, that feeling to drag yourself to work. So I decided that I will not do that. I will, for me, importance, in fact, everybody, important
Yes,
should
yes,
be what makes you happy.
yes.
And if you're genuinely happy in your job, you can make money, you can survive happily, you can do
Absolutely.
whatever, and you can expand, you can grow as a human being. But if you're not happy, you're forcing yourself out of bed and forcing yourself to work every day, it was bad. So I realized this soon and I acted upon it quickly, because I was like, my life is going, how
Yeah,
long I'm going to stretch this?
yeah.
So I need to quickly act on it, quickly change my path, and quickly choose different films. And I started acting on it quickly.
Okay. Tapsi, normally, when certain things, when they happen in life, like, normal with time,
Hmm.
with maturity, or with experience, or with what is happening around,
Hmm.
we realize a lot of things which
Hmm.
we normally ignore. I mean, we think, okay, it's fine, it is
Hmm.
normal, it happens. It happens, happening every day, so it's happening
Hmm.
3 times. So, what kind
Hmm.
of a girl were you when you were also acting in the initial days, when you were doing all these very, very glam damn roles and, not much screen space?
Hmm.
అప్పుడు కూడా ఇలాగే ఆలోచించేవారా మీరు? అంటే ఎందుకు ఇట్లా హీరోయిన్స్ స్క్రీన్ స్పేస్ ఎందుకు ఇంత తక్కువ ఉంటుంది? వీళ్ళని ఎందుకు దీనికి మాత్రమే పరిమితం చేస్తారు? వీళ్ళకెందుకు సరైన పాత్రలు ఇవ్వరు? ఇలాంటి ఆలోచనలు అప్పుడు ఉండేవా? లేకపోతే అది మీరప్పుడు నార్మల్ అనుకున్నారా? ఏంటి అంటే ఈ థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయింది యాక్చువల్‌గా?
A thought process, it started after, I think, 2 3 years or so,
ఓకే.
because in the beginning, as I told you, I had no idea about film industry, how to choose films, what films work, what films don't work. So I was told that these are the big films.
ఓకే.
All the big films will mostly have only smaller part for the girl,
హ్మ్.
and it's your luck if you are in a big film which is a hit.
యాహ్!
So it's not like you are going to make a big difference in the film,
ట్రూ.
but it's your luck. So I was doing it, and people were telling me that this is how it works, this is
ఓకే.
how it is.
ఓకే.
So it's like one of those rules that you are told that this
హ్మ్.
is how it's going to be, and you accept it. Okay, fine, I don't know anything about this industry, I'm very new here. I never did detailed research about things or studied filmmaking or films as such, so this might be the
ఓకే.
way how it happens.
హ్మ్.
Until the second and third year, slowly, when I started, as I told you, it became very frustrating, and I did not enjoy my work. My love towards my job started dropping, and
హ్మ్.
I was not enjoying my time on set. Slowly, so those kind of
యాహ్!
unhappy feelings started
హ్మ్.
coming in.
హ్మ్.
And that's when I realized that something is wrong. And
హ్మ్.
that's when, I started analyzing, why am I not enjoying it?
హ్మ్.
Then all those questions came up. Why, my part is like this? Why am I doing something significant? Just because I'm a girl, I will not be the one leading the film. Or if I'm a girl leading a film, people are not interested to watch it as much as a man's story.
హ్మ్.
Only a hero is supposed to be saving a girl every time. All these questions,
యాహ్!
be it the on in film behavior or even off film. While you used to see that heroes will get all the privilege and better behavior and nobody ill treated me.
Yes.
But you see things like your call time will be different from the hero's call time. Hero will be called later, heroine will be called first. On the spot also, they will make sure the heroine is ready standing on the spot, and then hero is called. So all these things I slowly with time started noticing, started asking why. Just because I'm a girl, is it that? Because if he is the leading man, I am the leading lady, supposedly,
Yes.
then we should be somewhere equal. So all these questions started coming up slowly, and then I decided I cannot make everyone change things. I cannot tell you what to do and tell that person what to do, but I can change myself and do my bit towards the change. So I decided to change my route and do something so that all this is changed soon in the future.
బట్ మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఈ థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ లోకి వచ్చాక మీకు ఒక క్షణం ఎప్పుడైనా అనిపించిందా తాప్సీ? అంటే ఇటువంటి అంటే బిగ్ బ్యానర్స్, బిగ్ హీరోస్, ఇలాంటి డైరెక్టర్స్, ప్రొడ్యూసర్స్ వీళ్ళ సినిమాలు వద్దనుకొని నేను మంచి పాత్రల కోసం వెళ్తే విల్ మై కెరియర్ బి ఎట్ స్టేక్ ఆర్ ఎట్ రిస్క్? am I taking the right decision అని ఏమన్నా ఆలోచించారా? Because we never know.
I thought about all that. I thought all about that. In fact, my manager at that time, I remember, was like telling me that, are you sure you want to take these smaller films which will have better role for you, but they are not those big films. They're not the big heroes and they're not the big producers maybe. So everybody around me was like, are you sure you want to do this? And I also had doubts because I did not really have any reference point. I did not know any other heroine who had done that before, who did all these commercial films and suddenly changed and started doing all this. So I have a lot of examples of big good actresses, big heroines who have done commercial films and then later on did very strong roles also, and they followed the same big commercial path and it was working for them. But I did not have an example of someone who was doing only commercial films and then suddenly starts doing every film has to have something strong for the girl. So I said, okay, it's a tough decision, but now it's not like if I don't get films, if I don't get those banners, I'll come on road. It was not like that. I said, if this is not the only thing that will help me live. If this doesn't work out, first of all, if I'm not happy, I'm not doing this. For my happiness, if I don't earn as much of money, I'll be happy to live in the amount of money that I'm getting. If even that doesn't work out, I have an engineering degree. I can go back. I can study. I can do a lot of things with my life. I had full faith in myself that if I don't work as an actress, I can do something else. I will not be useless, even if I'm not an actress. So that kind of like gave me confidence that I have to work for my happiness. And then only I can give 100%. Otherwise, I'm just going there to become big heroine. That is not a big motivation to act. I should enjoy my job.
Yes. So when films like Pink, Mulk, Thappad, and even that Sand Ki Aankh, oh my God, that's a fantastic film. Yeah, I just love that film, Taapsee.
Thank you.
And the way you pulled off that character, 70-year-old woman's character, I still don't know how you did it. I'm like, I don't know what.
I also am very doubtful at times.
No, I was thinking, from where this girl picked up those references. I mean, like the way you walk and the way you sit also. It was like so very damn natural. I can't tell you. I was like completely with that particular role. But as I said, these films, I'm sure you'll get a great critical acclaim because many people started praising you. But again, as you said, a commercial success, a box office, these matter. The numbers matter. So how was that at that point of time when these things were, everybody were praising, talking, oh, Taapsee is a great performer, she's a wonderful actress. But again, at the end of the day, box office matters. Commercial numbers matter. So
it matters. See, I'll leave box office matters. Your film should be a success. Now, giving you an example, I'll give you examples of my own films only. Say, for example, a film like, say, Thappad. okay, and a film like Judwa 2.
Yeah.
Judwa 2 ended up collecting under 130, 140 crores, okay. And then it was declared a big hit, which is a regular commercial film where I had a regular commercial heroine character. Now, if that film doesn't collect more than 100 crore money in the box office, that will be declared flop, because it's a big film. It's got a big budget. It was made in a lot of money. It was released in a lot of theaters. Whereas a film like Thappad was made in much lesser money, released in much lesser theaters.
Yes.
Okay, so that Thappad doesn't need to collect 100 crores to be a hit. 30 crores is also enough for that film to become a hit. So when you understand this maths, that for what is important for you, that the producer should earn money, the audience should feel that my money was worth it. Nobody should say that my money is gone waste. So with film like Thappad collecting 32, 33, whatever crores that collected, it is a hit. And so is Judwa, which collected 137, 40 crores. Because both have different budgets and both have different kind of release that happens. So you can't compare saying, that because a Thappad didn't collect 100 crores, it's not a hit. It doesn't work like that. So I decided I have to be a good actor, first of all, for my audience. But I want the trust of that audience. I want their trust to believe that if I am there in a film, it's worth their money, it's worth their time. So that trust, if I get, like other heroes have, because you blindly go to films, that I have to watch this hero's film. I want my audience to blindly trust me that if I've selected a film, it's going to be worth their time. And I feel I'm a middle class person. So when I choose a film, I'm thinking from a very middle class perspective, that will I spend my hard-earned money to watch this film? Will I spend the 3 hours of my life that is never going to come back on this film, or no? And if I will, then a lot of others will, because majority of our country is middle class. So I started thinking from the audience point of view, not just an actor. I will do my job 100%, but I think from an audience point of view when I select a film. So I don't select a film to showcase my performance. I select a film thinking, okay, this my audience will spend money on. That is my first point of selection of film. Then after that, I think of how interesting is my character. Is it like worth my time and effort or no? All that I think after that. But first point is my audience's money should be worth it. And they have been seeing the same kind of films and the same kind of stories wrapped in different kind of looks for so many years, that you at least offer them something new. Today, if you offer them something new and it looks good in the trailer, they are ready to give it a chance. So I think it's worth taking the risk. And I remember when in South, I was in the beginning of my career, first 2-3 years, all my interviews, and they used to tell me after they see my film, and the journalists are talking to me, and they're like, you looked really beautiful in the film. You looked really beautiful in the film. And after some time, I started feeling like I want to hear about my performance. I want them to talk about my work, because beauty is something.
I was just about to ask you that, because I'm sorry to interview you, but you know what? See, when you don such kind of characters, like highly full packed glam roles, when you sit in a press meet or as a journalist, so you get to listen only these questions. But when you act in films like Thappad or Mulk, people will ask about your sensibilities, how did you questioning about Thappad? Why did you think it is not normal? Why did you think that this domestic abuse is not right? What do you know about these rights of a woman? So these questions, I'm sure it will really, give you a lot of kick, and it will really excite you.
It changes. Like people say that they don't enjoy promotion interviews. I enjoy my interviews because there are few which are still a little, old school, orthodox, not really asking good questions. A majority of questions and journalists who, when they ask me questions, they ask me really good questions, because that's the kind of films I have done, the kind of subjects I've chosen. So whenever my co-stars say, same questions they ask, and I said, some are same, but I am very lucky that I probably have done those films that I get asked better questions and some really intelligent questions, and also I really enjoy. So that I remember that difference, because I remember in the beginning years I used to miss that. I used to miss people not talking about my performance and only talking how beautiful I look. I said that that's not my credit. That's how God created me, and that's how someone is giving me clothes to wear. Someone is doing my hair, makeup. So I need to hear more about my work. And today, when opposite happens, when I remember there are all these divas and all that list of the most hottest looking females of the industry, the top 10 hottest actresses of the industry, and now my name is not there in any of them. So I am thinking, first they used to only call me for glamour. Okay. Now they are like so into my performance that they don't even think that I am beautiful or hot anymore. So I'm not in the list only. So it's become two extremes now.
Right. So what do you feel now? I mean, are you liking it? This phase?
Oh, I love it. No, I love it. I feel that audience has been my godfather, because they have received me and given me so much of love. I think because of the characters I chose and stories I brought, they felt like I'm a part of their lives, because I portray those characters very real, and which they feel can be them, can be one of them. So I think that's why they started loving me so much, because of which I started getting a position in the film industry where I'm not a regular commercial actress also, I'm not an offbeat actress also, I'm like somewhere in middle.
You're a balance.
So
and I think you created your own space. Yeah, you created your own space.
Yeah, so that I love that fact that people feel that okay, she has her own space. Like it, because there's so many, we all get replaced after some time. In the beginning, when everybody used to tell me an actress's shelf life is only for 5-6 years. Right. I remember there was an interview with a journalist, RK, if I'm not wrong. There's the gentleman who takes interviews there. I remember very clearly, he kept telling me in the interview, he kept telling me, actress's life is only for 5-6 years. What do you think we'll do after that? And which everybody else also told me, that it's only 5-6 years, you stay on your peak, and then everybody slowly goes out and down. Only very few stay after that. And after 10 years, so you're 100%, you're gone. So I also thought, okay, then probably I'll go and settle somewhere else, I'll do some other job. I also started planning, thinking like that. But today, as you said, it's the 10th year of me in film industry, and I think I'm still reaching that peak of my career where I feel I can be. There's still so many things that I feel I can do more. So I think that all that is going away, that an actress has only 5-6 years or 10 years of career. So if you love your job, you can keep doing something till the time you enjoying it.
Absolutely. Your shelf is becoming bigger. I think it's not becoming shorter.
Yeah.
Your shelf is becoming bigger to accommodate many more things in that.
Yeah.
And Taapsee, coming to the roles that you're doing, when you actually do that roles, I'm sure you must not be knowing a lot of things, like, you must not be knowing what are the legalities in this, the law. Like, when you did Thappad, you must not be knowing about the domestic abuse thing, the section 498 or whatever, even the conjugal rights. I don't know whether you know it or not. You need to respond to that. But while you're doing such films, ఇలాంటి పాత్రలు చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ పెంచుకోవటం, దాని ద్వారా కూడా ఇంకా ఎంపవర్ అవుతాం కదా తాప్సీ. సో and that will sink so much into your mind, body and soul that you will become even more stronger. Like, you will not, and ఇంకా అసలు ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఇంకా no adjustment అన్న ఒక మోడ్ కి వచ్చేస్తాం. Anybody, like, even as a journalist in my career, the initial 10-12 years of my career, 15 years, I did only developmental journalism. I was doing a lot of work on education, environment, social justice, women, children. So that 10 years created such an impact that today I talk only those. I mean, I'm like completely into those topics. And even if I talk to a person like you, I don't talk films. I talk about these subjects. So that's what I mean. So when ఇలాంటి సినిమాలు మీ దారికి వచ్చినప్పుడు మీరు ఇంకా నేర్చుకోవడానికి, అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవడానికి, ఇంకా తెలుసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తూ, do you become that? after a point of time? I mean, did you become that?
Of course you do. Knowledge is the biggest superpower that you can have. And it can be through your profession or my profession. Knowledge is for everyone. Now, how do you use it in your profession is in your hand. Right. So like how you said, you learned from your profession and you are now applying it in your life, and knowledge makes you feel powerful. If I'm standing in front of 10 people and if I'm saying something that I believe in and I have the knowledge of it, so I'm talking with facts, I'm talking with experience or facts or with knowledge of that thing, automatically I feel more powerful compared to, if I'm talking and I also don't know half the things about what I'm talking, but I'm just talking because I have to speak. So automatically you feel weak. So yes, working on all these films, every time I pick up one subject, it's not just the dialogues or the things I'm speaking on camera. There's a lot of homework that we end up doing, a lot of research in terms of, okay, how I have to say this means this character knows all that. So she's saying this with all that knowledge in mind. Maybe she's not saying those lines out, but it's there in her head. So that's why she's saying these things with so much of confidence. So all these things I have to study beyond just the dialogues. Okay. So that also adds a lot to your knowledge. So every time I pick up a subject, I learn more and more about that subject behind the camera, which obviously makes me more powerful as a human being. And then you use that power in your films, by choosing more such different subject, by representing causes, by talking about things to people who are upcoming and who you probably don't know as much. So you use your knowledge then with all these things. But knowledge is the biggest power anyone can have.
No, absolutely. And ఇప్పుడు ఇలాంటి పాత్రలు పోషిస్తున్నప్పుడు జనరల్ గా ఎప్పుడైనా దిస్ హ్యాపెండ్ ఇన్ మై లైఫ్, అంటే నా లైఫ్ లేకపోతే నాకు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళ లైఫ్, నా చుట్టుపక్కల వాళ్ళ లైఫ్, ఇది నేను ఎప్పుడో చూశాను, ఒకటి జరిగింది అని ఎప్పుడైనా డిడ్ దట్ స్ట్రైక్?
Every film, because when I perform a character, it is not like just a fictional character. It also has to connect with me as Taapsee somewhere. So every character I perform, I connect something common between me and that character. Can be one character sketch thing, can be one event that happened in our life which was same, can be something that we both have seen as individuals. So something has to connect, otherwise how will I build and make that character look real? I have to connect it with myself somewhere in real life. So I do that. So every film I have picked up those roles or those causes or in the films because they mean something to me in real life, because I've seen them or gone through them, or I have seen people around me going through them. I have seen it somewhere. That's why they have affected me. That's why I decided to take them up in my film. So yes, all of these films and these characters have some or the other personal connection with me.
But I felt Thappad was more intense. Like, Thappad was like, it was like, it is happening here, somewhere here. Because the intensity in your performance was like, beyond any meter. It was like gone above anything. And I felt that somewhere something was seeping inside. I mean, sinking so much inside that, you were doing it so really that as if you were experiencing that particular moment or that emotion. It was looking like that.
This Thappad is something that I think every woman who probably sees the film, or even without seeing the film, if they know what all we are talking about, will automatically feel like something or the other is a part of their life also, which they are going through right now.
Yeah.
Some people have the physical violence bit, some people have the mental violence, some people have all that disrespect that happens in a relationship. All of us have either gone through it or we have seen it happening very closely in our houses or with our friends. I have seen it happening very closely, like most of the topics that we have discussed in Thappad, most of the topics I have either gone through it or I have seen it happening in front of my eyes with women I know in my life. So it was very easy. I think all the women who were part of the film, for us, it was a no-brainer that we don't even, director didn't even have to tell us how to feel about it, because it's all these topics in Thappad was such that it is happening with all of us, but none of us want to say that it's happening with us.
Yeah, right.
There are those kind of taboo topics. It's like, what will people say if they get to know that my husband is like this, or my father was like this, or my in-laws are like this, or whatever. So no woman wants to come out and accept the fact that this is happening with her, but it's happening. And that's why the idea was to make this film with a family, upper middle class family, because every time this kind of thing happens, very clearly they say, okay, lower middle class and poor people only do this hitting each other and all only happens where there's no money or there is no education. And I know people who are going through it in educated households. So I was like, when this was happening, I told Anubhav sir when he was writing the script, I was like, sir, just make sure you make the story in an upper middle class family, because they are the ones who are trying to just look away from it when it's happening in their own houses and don't want to accept it. So that's why it was chosen that this girl will be educated from a very well-to-do family, upper middle class. It still happens there. So because it's part of all of our lives.
Right. But Taapsee, a cinema release ayyaka, chala mandi wow, what a concept. I mean, like, entavaraku mana normalize chesina oka chinna point ni is not normal. Even if it is one slap, it is not normal ani meer chala categorical ga chupincharu. At the same time, there were women who were questioning, are enti pedda issue chestundi okka slap ke dani pedda issue chesi oka cinema tiyala. It is not men, it was coming from women. I have noticed so many women posting, when I posted about Thappad on my Instagram and Facebook, there was so much of, the people, women messaging me, texting me, I don't approve this man, this is not right, it's just a slap, he did it in some kind of, he was not having a good sense of mind at that point of time.
What you should do, what I feel like doing when I talk, just go to those women and give them a tight hug and tell them, I'm really sorry that this happened to you. That's what I felt like doing this to all the women. That's what in the film also we have shown through my mother's character, through my mother-in-law's character. It's us women who have normalized it. Who decides that one slap is not right and 3 is right? Who set this limit? In which Ved or Upanishad this is written that 1 is okay, but 3 is not okay? Who decides that? Only the person who's going through it will decide that if I was disrespected in the first slap, or it took me 10 slaps. If your capacity to take slaps is 10 slaps, you keep it as 10. Amrita only had 1. She felt disrespected in the first slap only. So she decided to take a stand. Then if you have more tolerance power towards your disrespect, then please, you go for 10. And I really feel, it's us. Let's stop pointing fingers at men. It's us who have normalized it. That it's okay. It's okay to just keep going through it. It's okay every time to keep the man in the front. Every time he should be the one eating first. He should be the one happy first. He should be the one sleeping first. He should be the one, doing everything is about the man in the house.
We always put ourselves behind, and we always think that we are the minority. We have no preference.
We are the minority. Any less. And I learned this from Anubhav sir, who wrote and directed the film. He said a very beautiful thing that, what has happened with us women is we have been scammed. We have been told that you are one Devi, okay, and you are supposed to be sitting here on a pedestal, okay, and it's your responsibility to take everything that's coming to you, absorb it. You don't have to react. But just a second, did you ask us before putting us there?
Yes.
I want to live a normal life. I want to commit a mistake. I want to learn from my mistake. I want to be a normal human being. I want to get angry. I also want to get smile. I want to be normal. So that's the scam that has been done with us as women. We have been forced to sit on this pedestal like a Devi, and now you have to bear everything. take everybody's responsibility. But nobody asked us that if we want it or no.
Right.
So that's the problem there.
Absolutely.
That being a Devi. All of us are trying to be Devi.
But the conditioning has gone to such a level that, there is severe amount of toxic masculinity also in undercurrent it is going on. Like, you put the women on as a Devi on the pedestal. At the same time, you tell a man, this is what you should do. I mean, if you don't do this, that means you're not a man. See, this also is happening parallelly. Parallelly, this is also happening.
Yeah.
That is where I think...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, in both the genders. It's not the fault of one gender. It's both of us together who have messed it up. And it will take both of us together to solve it. It will not get solved by just women blaming the men or men blaming the women, or it is not going to happen like that. We all have to respect each other equally. That's why I say, in love or in any relationship, before you say that you love someone, please be sure that you respect that person. Because if you don't respect that person and you're saying that you're loving that person, then that love will go out of the window very soon. And without respect, there is no relationship. So there needs to be respect.
Agree with you. I completely agree with you. So Taapsee, when you were growing, did you observe any such kind of a thing between your mom and dad? Like, I'm talking about the small things, like, where you felt, dad was given a little more preference and not the women in the house. Or...
Yeah, my mother is a housewife. My dad used to be the bread earner of the family. So I used to see this, that my mother, for her, everything was about my father. Like, when is he going? When is he coming back? Everything is ready for him or no. Everything is made basis his liking or disliking. He likes this temperature of the AC, so that temperature of AC will be there. To that kind of smallest of small things, that he likes this fruit at home. So you don't worry about any other fruit being not there or there, but that should be there.
The entire family should eat only that fruit.
But be it, my mother probably doesn't even like that fruit. But she'll just make sure that is there. So, all these small things, and she'll be like, whenever my dad is probably upset because of something that has happened at his workplace, and he's, not in a good mood, and he's not talking nicely to anyone, and he's not like, he's just keeping quiet, or he's not wanting to talk anyone because of a bad day at work or something, then she'll just quietly take it. She'll not ask that, why are you like, talking like that to me, or why are you not talking to me? Very quietly, like, it's okay, that's how you're supposed to be. My mom used to tell me one saying in Hindi. She still says it till date. Ek chup, so sukh. Means if one person is just quiet, everything is like gonna be happy and nice. And I kept telling her, no, you have to say the right thing at the right time. What is wrong is wrong. So yeah, but till date, she still lives like that.
Okay.
She's still like, even if she's sick, she'll make sure she'll get up and make whatever my dad wants. But my dad, I have not seen him, like, if he gets up and makes something for my mom, specially feeling that she's sick, he'll help her a little bit with housework here and there. But it's not like he'll do extra. My mom will do extra for him.
Absolutely.
So that happens till date. And both me and my sister, being girls, we notice that even more. Because we both are sitting and thinking that, why things never look equal. And I think I started realizing it when I started working. Before that, though, I used to see this as a child. I used to think this is only normal. That's how it's supposed to be. So that it didn't bother me. But now I think every permission needs to be coming from father. Even if my mom has to go to her in-laws, to her mother's house, the permission has to come from dad. So I used to find it very awkward that if my dad has to go and meet his mother, then he is not asking permission from my mother. But my mother will ask permission from my father to go to meet her mother. And they both are okay with it. So this was like, I felt it's unequal, but I thought maybe this is how it happens.
For them,
then I slowly grew up and
for them it is fine.
Yeah, it's fine because their mother and father did the same thing.
True.
So every generation they're passing the same thing. So when I start questioning it. So I say, no, why should you do this? Like, why should you not do that? So I start questioning it because I don't want to pass this to my generation.
Right.
I want to break this chain somewhere. So that's why we all will have to make our efforts to break this chain. Otherwise, it will just keep going on and on for future generations.
Correct. But Taapsee, did Thappad change? Did Thappad change the way of thinking at least? At least, I mean, see, now they have been doing this over 50 years. So I'm not saying that they should just stop everything now and they should just do what Thappad film has told them to do. No, I'm not saying that way. But did any dialogue or any deliberations come up? I mean, among you, like, were you sitting and discussing
my parents, my mom was visiting me when Thappad released, so she saw it in theater in Mumbai during the screening. My dad saw it in Delhi with my extended family there. And my dad doesn't really discuss films, none of my films. He says, okay, nice, or like he'll say what he didn't like about the film. He doesn't discuss in detail about films because he doesn't watch many films. So my mom, I knew that it will trigger a lot of emotions in her, being a typical housewife that she is. So when I was waiting for her screening to get over, and I saw she was like crying and crying. She was like, her full face had changed because she was like just bawling, like she was really, really in tears. But that's also because she sees me in that position, but I have taken inspiration from her because she is the only housewife I've seen so closely, and I was portraying a housewife in
right.
So a lot of my inspiration to play Amrita or to play even Sandkiak's character came from my mother, because I haven't seen anyone else so closely how to be a mother or how to be a housewife. So
right.
So I both the films, when my mom saw, she was like Thappad, she was like crying, like I had to really hold her and get her out of the theater. So yeah, so I think it really touched.
Which means whatever you were enduring in that film, maybe she saw herself somewhere. Like maybe she saw herself in you. In that.
I think, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure somewhere. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think every girl, every woman saw herself somewhere in the film, and that's why it made so much of difference. I do get a lot of love and messages, and especially these long messages from a lot of people for a lot of films I do since Pink. Be it Pink, be it Mulk, even Man Marziyan, Sandkiak, and now here, some films of mine have really given me some extra love from people. But Thappad, every day of my life, I get some or the other letter, mail, message from somewhere, and people have developed a personal connection with me because of Thappad, because they've felt their life being shown on screen in some way. So I think somewhere they've all taken me, made me a part of their life and heart after watching Thappad. So though that film, I think, has helped me get this one permanent place in a lot of people's heart. That's going to stay for a very long time.
True. Yesterday I saw Lakshmi Manchu's tweet, and she was.
Yeah, I also saw that. I was surprised. I was like, you didn't tell me that you saw it. I was so shocked. I was like, yeah, you didn't tell me that you saw it. And then she's left a voice note that, see, I'm not even calling you right now because I know if I call you, we'll break in tears and we'll cry so much, because being a housewife, yes, you go through a lot, but you are in your house, so somewhere you convince yourself that this is okay. But when you are a woman and you are going out, especially when Lakshmi, she has a full family and she's working as well. I'm not married and don't have a family that way as yet, so haven't experienced that part of things. But for her to try to balance that family and going out where this is thrown at your face, that because you're a female, then a lot of things will be like this for you. and you have to accept it, because there's no point fighting for it, because you're never going to win a lot of battles. So that to face that, because that you face that more when you go to work, because you are out there in open for people to keep throwing that at your face from everywhere. So that hurts you even more. So we keep, over years we've always discussed what problems and how we tackle them, and I love her and respect her a lot, she does the same, and we share that a lot. But this is like very personal, because this film, I guess, and I told her, I said, maybe good that you didn't call me, because I think we both will just be crying on that call and we will barely talk. So it's better that you just send me a message of what you felt.
Very true, Taapsee. And she considers you as the superpower. And she says she feels that you're a woman who's taken so much. At the same time, you have that power and that grit in you that, you give it back. You've taken, but you're giving it back now, she's saying. So she's like, those can be all praises for you. But Taapsee, I have a question.
Yeah, that she's biased.
Yes. I have a question here. This, talking on the face, so upfront, and, being so blunt, actually, like blatantly true. Does it really help in the industry? Because, see, it's not that you want to create a controversy or make news out of it. I don't know why. Whatever Taapsee talks, it becomes a controversy. Like, whatever it is. It could be anything. It could be right from what you spoke about Jumman Dinadam film, and later on about the Mulk timeline, you spoke something else, and then you spoke about Thappads, or whatever you say, that becomes headlines, and then people start either trolling you or talking about you. So it becomes a controversy. And you don't deliberately do, I think. I think it just rolls from you don't have filters, I feel. You don't know. You just feel. Stop.
I don't have filters.
Yeah.
My sister makes fun of me because of that. She says you don't have any filter. You need to carry your filter whenever you go for interviews.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I don't have filters. But that is because I don't think I've never targeted any one human being and tried to bring down a person. I've always called out the problem. Hate the sin, not the sinner.
True.
So I always say what is wrong, or what happened. The event that happened was wrong. Or, I never say that human being was wrong.
Right.
So that's not how I do it. So some people, first of all, you are an actor. So people think that you are not a public figure, you're a public property. So it's their job that they will, throw shit at you, and you are supposed to take it because you're a public figure. You have signed up for it, they think. Okay. Secondly, you are a woman.
Yes.
And how can you have a strong opinion?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you are a woman and you have the guts to say this in public platform. How? You should be saying this, if at all you want to say this, you have to say this in your house, in closed doors. You're not supposed to voice your opinion so loud and clear for everyone. So when, as a woman, you try to put your opinion out and you feel you have a reason behind it and you are ready to present the logic behind it, people don't want to accept. They just think that, first of all, she's a heroine. She's not supposed to make sense because she's a heroine.
Yes,
she's just supposed to go dance there, do her acting, come back home. She's a heroine. She should only do that. How can she have an opinion, and that too a strong one? And that too, she'll voice it out. People are not used to this. They have not seen this happening for so many years. So when it happens suddenly, they are like, they don't know what to do with it. They feel this is wrong because this didn't happen before. So how can it happen now? So, and I honestly don't care, because they cannot take away my bread and butter. You cannot kill me. Those negative elements, they are not the one who have made my career, so they cannot break my career. So anyway, I don't do the kind of films that these negative elements should they watch, so they're not paying to watch my ticket anyway. So I don't care what they say. And anyone who listens to me with a proper, normal, unbiased mind knows that I am not targeting one person. I'm targeting something which is a wrong practice, something that has happened, event that has happened wrong. So that's what I call out. And if you feel that you have to target me, means something is wrong with you, because you are doing that wrong thing. Then that's why you're trying to oppose me. So all that kind of things. So I don't really care about. That's who I am. I'm not a person who when I'm not saying anything wrong, when I'm not targeting anyone and humiliating any one person, I will not shy away from saying something. So that's why I think it's new for them.
Yeah, but does this hurt you and disturb you? I mean, do you cry when you're going through
No, in the beginning,
10 years of a career is not a joke, and it's not a small thing. Daily something or the other, someone throws something on you, and someone talks something against you, and you know that, it's not right, and you know that I'm not. I mean, I should not deserve this. When you actually know it, your conscience knows it. I'm sure it is like it will just pull you down. So how do you feel that?
In the beginning, yes, you feel little hurt and dejected, because you're like, why aren't these people understanding? And you feel like explaining it to everyone that, no, I didn't mean it like that. No, I didn't say like that. But then you realize that most of them are doing it for attention, first of all. They want a public figure to acknowledge their presence, to show that that person sitting in one dingy corner of his or her room has the power to affect me. And by getting affected, I'm making that person successful. So I said, first of all, I'm gonna not do that. So as and when I started realizing that this is their aim, to show that they have the power to affect someone who matters, so I stopped giving them that power. Then I realized that this should be seen in a way that I matter, because if people are spending their time and effort in trolling me, in talking about me, writing about me, that means I matter. If I don't matter, why will they waste their time and effort today? Who has time? So if they are writing about me, talking about me, that means I'm affecting them somewhere. Somewhere in their life, I'm affecting. So I take it as a compliment. Then I'm like, that means I matter in your life, but you don't matter in my life. So I will not talk about you. I will not reply to you, or I will not speak to you, because you are too not from the standard I want to talk to. So because they have their strategy is their strategy. They want to pull you down to their level, and then they want to beat you at it. So I don't want to go down to their level so that they can beat me in their area. I will stay up in my area, and they can keep barking at me. It doesn't matter.
Wonderful, Taapsee. Super. Taapsee, many a time on many platforms, you spoke about nepotism in a very, very positive way. Like, there are people who were like, who are just head on heels against it. This is nepotism. This is happening in the industry. And that's the reason we are all, being, not getting good offers or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I have seen you telling, it exists. It exists. So what? And I know that it exists. And knowingly I came to the industry. So you've been repeatedly telling. But when Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide happened, did it shake you? I mean, you know that it is happening. You know that it is happening. But someone killed himself. So
everyone is making their own interpretation. Everyone is taking this that incident that happened in their own way. They are having their own interpretation on it. I am of the belief that I don't think nepotism was the only reason why it happened. So I am of that belief, because I feel a guy who has come from a no background, made his way into television industry, then made his way from television to films, which is very tough, because when you get branded as a TV actor, very few people are able to break that barrier, getting from TV to getting into films. He did that, and then became an A-lister in films. So that guy is way too strong to be taken down by just nepotism. So let's just, how I see is, I think he was very strong to have had the journey that he's had till then. So definitely this is something which is not just nepotism. I mean, that pressure is there, which is on every outsider. But it cannot be that much that he took his life because of nepotism. I don't think that. I am of that belief that is not the only reason. And yes, it did shake me up. It shook up the entire industry in some way or the other. But that's the harsh truth, I mean, it's not. There's so many people who commit suicide. I mean, some are from our industry, some are from media industry. I heard there was a journalist recently who committed suicide. I was watching in the news today. There's so many other professions which are not talked about in front of the camera. People commit suicide quite often because some of the other mental health issue or some of the other kind of pressure. So yes, it is harsh. It is this, not just this industry. Life is only harsh and unfair to everyone in some or the other way. Some people have the strength to go through it. Some people don't have the strength to go through it. But life is not fair to anyone. Let's just accept that. So some, my struggles will be different from your struggles. Doesn't make my struggle bigger than your struggle or your struggle bigger than my struggle. So let's just see it from that point of view. So nepotism, of course I have problems with it at a human level, at a personal level. When I see losing films to star kids, I have lost my films to star kids. Of course that happens. But again, as you rightly mentioned, I've said in every interview that it's not like I did not know that nepotism exists, and it exists in every industry. It exists in every industry. Okay, but so it's not like I did not know about it. I knew about it, and then I decided I am going to take this as a challenge, and still break in and still find a way to make myself successful in spite of nepotism being there. This I accepted like the rule of the book, that nepotism is going to be there. Every time I can't blame nepotism for the problem. You need to find out a way to crack through it. And that will not happen by abusing the film families, by calling them names. That shows that you don't have the strength to go through it. Then by saying derogatory things to other people, you are showing your character. If you really want to be of some worth and value and inspiration, then go out and fight it out and prove it. Don't just keep abusing others, because that's not going to change. Today we are talking about nepotism. You wait and watch when a big Star Kids film releases, when theaters open. Again, their opening figures will be much higher than a lot of us outsiders. And the same people who are abusing us, abusing these Star Kids and all of that, and abusing people like me for not abusing Star Kids, they will only go and buy the ticket for the weekend. And then for us, they will wait to see word of mouth. They will wait to read reviews. So it's everyone. It's media who cover Star Kids much more.
But Taapsee, how hard is it? I want to know that aspect. Like you said, you've lost films because of this many a time. What were you going through? I mean, how disturbing?
Very bad, yeah.
Is it?
It is very disturbing. It is very disturbing. You get shaken up. You cry sometimes. You probably, I vent it out in front of my sister. I just tell her that how unfair it is and all. And next day I wake up and I decide I'm going to fight it out. I'm not going to just sit and take it, lying, say, and just blaming someone else for this. I'm going to give it back. And my way of taking revenge is not by calling abuses and all on other people. My way of taking revenge is I'm going to make myself so successful that the same people who have thrown me out and taken a Star Kid will call me tomorrow for a film. And it has happened. It has happened.
Okay.
So I've seen that. That's my way of taking revenge, and I have done that. So it's all in your... Nobody wants to have bitter people around them.
Right.
Bitterness is not going to get you work. Bitterness is not going to get you success. You have to keep looking at the glass half full and keep moving forward with positivity. Negativity is going to pull you down, and you will not even know. So there is no way.
I have a hypothetical question now. Down the lane, after 15 years, after 15, 20 years, your children, if they want to pursue their career in the films, don't you think that is nepotism again?
No, that is when... I am making calls
obviously
for them getting films.
You will be in a very top position, and your children will automatically get a holding. I mean, they would easily get space.
Yeah, maybe sometimes, even if I don't make the call, someone might think she is so-and-so's daughter. So they will give her work. Now, then that doesn't mean that I have done something wrong. It's the other person who is giving them work just because she is my daughter.
Right.
that other person also needs to be blamed for that then.
Right.
Not me or my daughter. If you're giving her work just because she's so and so's daughter and not by her talent, then you are also to be blamed, not just the father or the mother of the kid.
So on the flip side, you need to see that also. That's what I mean to say. I mean, after 20 years, how it's going to be? It's going to be the other way around. I mean, what you're faced today.
Yeah, I mean, somebody nepotism is also. Yeah. It is going to be like you. I mean, right now I can't say what my kids would want to be, and I don't know if they want to be an actor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would want to be an actor or no. And if they want to be an actor, I'm not sure if I'm going to make the calls for them to get the work, or I'll just tell them my experience and I would want them to learn from it and, have a route of their own. I might want to do that. But it depends. Some parents become very protective. They want to make their kids avoid going through the hardships. So they want to make it easy for them. They are those over-pampered parents. I don't know if I'll be an over-pampered one or the harsh one who will say, no, go, do your thing yourself. You never know. So I don't see, I'm not a person who usually takes things, gives things easy on the platter. I don't have kids right now, but I have my sister. I have never really helped her get work in terms of, she runs a wedding planning company. I don't go in the meetings and show my face that, I am there, so give her the wedding. So she does it on herself. Let's see when it happens. But nepotism is not something you can blame entire depth.
Yes.
It is just one of the problems. Yeah. There are a lot of other problems also.
Okay, Taapsee, before we end, last two questions. One is about your fitness. I have seen this bubbly girl Taapsee in the first film with a lot of good cheeks and good, very, very,
Oh, she's become old. She's just become old.
So, when did that happen, Taapsee? When did you think that, I need to...
I've always been, as a kid, I've always been a very hyperactive person who loves to be in sports, run around. When I entered Jummandi Nadam, I had just come out of my final year college. And my final year college was so critical that I was only sitting at home and studying and eating and sleeping, and that's all. So my physical activity almost became zero. Okay. If you would have seen me in my third year I went for Miss India. And I was at my thinnest there, like thinnest. Even now, I'm not as thin as I was then. But I mean, immediately after that, when I came in my fourth year, I knew it's my last year. I have to give it all my attention, and I can't go out and play and, do my regular activities. So I just kept sitting at home and eating and sleeping and studying. So I started putting on weight. And soon after my final exams, I went for Jummandi Nadam, and I did not have time to get back to my regular life. So it took me a little while, and slowly, steadily, and I got back to my life. It was not like anyone told me that you need to become thin. I am a very a sports loving person. So nobody tells me. And I don't do those kind of films where you have to always be size 0. So I just now, whenever I work out, I just do it for my own happiness, my own fitness, not because I need to show off on camera. So because I love sports in general.
These days I'm seeing a lot of your videos and, supporting a lot of these yoga activities, pranayam and, this flexible exercise.
Pranayam I started doing some years back.
Yes. So
I do these pranayam.
So you're not only getting fitter day by day, it's like, you're like promoting this kind of a concept that, everybody needs to be fit. They need to eat right. You're taking that kind of you're shouldering it, that responsibility. You're actually shouldering a responsibility. That's what I should say.
I think a lot of actors are doing that because I think we have slowly started realizing, at least what I think is when I started doing pranayama, eating right, working out, and I was not doing it to put my bikini pictures on Instagram. It was just to feel fit. I do it. And I started feeling nice. I became a happier person. Negative thoughts start going out because, when you work out and do your breathing exercises, you release endorphins, which are like those happy hormones, which keep you happy. So I started realizing all this healthy eating, healthy workout, and all the healthy work and all that will starts changing me mentally, because it kept me a very happy and a positive person. So I thought, why not share it with everyone? Because there's so much of hatred, negativity happening around. So many problems people go through, so many diseases. So I just felt like, I should tell people as and when I can that how it changes your life to stay healthy. You don't have to build people, when I tell them just, start working out, they say, oh, we are not going there to shoot a song on a beach. I said, I am also not going to shoot a song on the beach anytime soon. I'm wearing salwar kameez in my next film totally. So it's not for that. It's for my happiness from inside, how, my mind works better when I'm healthy. So try it. It's like a drug, to staying healthy is like a drug. When you experience it, you love it so much that you want to keep doing it. Now I'm addicted to staying healthy, eating healthy, working out, because I've realized it's so good. It feels so good. Mm-hmm. So that's why I tell this to everyone now.
Yeah. In Bollywood and Hollywood, I mean, I'm not from the Tamil industry, so I don't know much of Tamil, so I don't want to talk about that. But Telugu industry and Hindi, the Bollywood industry, what is the thing that you really love about those two industries? And what are those two things that you want to change? I mean, if a change happens, it would be good, that kind of thing. So what are those two aspects?
I don't know for two. I'll tell you what I have in mind.
Yeah.
Telugu industry, what I love about Telugu industry is just the love that's there on the set, the respect that's on the set.
Okay.
For each other, as a director, as a producer, as actors, they really, they make you feel like you are semi-god, like demigod there. That's the kind of adulation and love which is not in Hindi film industry. In Hindi film industry, every department is a hero. Okay. So everyone's hero there on the set. So it's not like that. So I love that respect that everybody gives in Telugu industry. That blind, like, that crazy love. Hindi film following is big in terms of number of people watching it across the country, but that madness of loving an actor is craziest in Telugu, which I think I've really missed when I came to Hindi. And one thing about Hindi I really like is that they really can, when they spot a talent, they're ready to experiment. Okay. Like your first, when you break through first, you don't just have to break through and get noticed once. And then people are ready to experiment with the subjects, with the kind of films, with something or the other. They are ready to, like, at least my experiences with this kind of subjects that I have done in Hindi, they are ready to pick up any subject without thinking if it's commercial or not commercial, because every kind of subject has its audience.
Yeah.
So they are able to experiment more, in my experience. And one thing that I don't like, that I would want to change about Telugu, just that, which is common, which I've said many times, that the number of films where the female has a significant part to play is very less. Of course, it's getting better. I keep hearing about the kind of films that are getting made. 1 or 2 films do come every year where there's good part for the female. But even the films which are love stories are so much from the boy's point of view that the girl's character is just very black or white. So it's only the guy's character which gets multiple shades. The girl's character is either a Devi or she's a villain. There is no midway. So I really hope they give different shades to a female and accept such a character also, because she's also a normal human being. So that, and with Hindi, what I don't like about Hindi, maybe this, that here they form such strong camps, groups, that it's very difficult to get through in a group. Okay. There. So that is a big challenge. Like how South very warmly, easily takes in newcomers, especially girls. you get really quickly taken up in films. In Hindi, it's difficult to get through.
So who's your favorite actor, Taapsee, among your Telugu co-stars? Who you really?
My co-stars, I will be biased if I choose my co-star, and then I'll be like, why did you choose this one, not that one?
Okay.
So I'll choose someone who I have not worked with.
Okay.
So in Telugu, I think I think really Nani can perform really well.
Okay.
I think Nani is a very good actor.
Okay. Who is your close friend in the industry, in Telugu industry?
I think Lakshmi. That everybody knows Lakshmi is the closest. I know Rakul also very well, like especially when she started acting in Hindi, we started meeting more. We visit each other's house also in Mumbai, so I know her well. But Lakshmi is my closest friend from like 10 years, more than 10 years now.
Okay, which is the film that you really love the most among your Telugu films? You really like?
I think I really liked Sahasam. Something very special about it.
Okay.
I really liked that film.
Which is the one that you really didn't like even acting in, even going to the sets?
I did not take name of that film. Otherwise, I'll have to again go through that insane trolling that happens. But most of the films where I've just been a prop in the film, I have had difficult time going to work.
So when can we see you back in the Telugu film again?
As soon as they give me a good script, I've been there telling everyone, please give me some good film. Please give me some good film, good script to do. Because I really want them, as I told you, my audience to feel that if I have done a film, it's going to be worth their time and attention. I'm not doing it to become the top heroine. I'm doing it because it's worth their time and attention to spend money and time on the film.
Okay, finally, which is that one film in Telugu that you really liked recently and you thought, how I wish I acted in that film types? Did you watch any of the films? Did any of the films come to your notice?
I've seen. That's what I'm thinking, because I've watched Telugu, Tamil, and I've started watching Malayalam also now.
Yeah.
So I not remember which one did I see last. I think I saw Mahanati, which was nice. I really liked Mahanati. I don't know if I will be able to do it or if I will be good or bad in it, but I really liked the film. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Taapsee. It was great talking to you. It was wonderful. I'm so happy. And I want to do it again later when the lockdown totally...
Yeah, we'll do it in person.
Yes, we should.
Yes.
We should. When you come to Hyderabad, I'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's do that.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.